So believe it or not, our iPhone 12s are actually going to be changing quite a bit this year, which is genuinely very, very surprising because it's not every single year that some of these older iPhones actually end up getting and claiming some really big changes. Now, last year, so in 2023, the iPhone 12 was essentially one of the more interesting phones that Apple made. And the reason for this was because this one was the cutoff point for a lot of features within iOS 17. So what this basically means was that if you bought an iPhone like an iPhone 12, you were basically getting a majority of features that, the main flagships of the time. So in iOS 17, the iPhone 14, 14 Pros at the time, you were getting all the features that those iPhones were getting, which was genuinely very cool. And I was very happy to see that. Now, the problem with this and the main issue that we kind of got when it kind of came down to it was actually with the other iPhones. So on the other end with the iPhone 12, if you had an iPhone 11 or below, you were not getting all those features within iOS 17 and you were getting more of a limited version. We've seen this before time and time again. The year before the iPhone 11 was the cutoff point, the year before that the 10R was the cutoff point, so on and so forth. But this particular year, Apple actually went through and it looks like in 2024, they're going to be making another change. For this year, as far as we know, Apple is going to go through and they're going to limit the amount of software features that the iPhone 12 is going to be getting on iOS 18. Now, this is going to be something that's going to be very, very interesting because on this particular device, if you were actually planning on going through and buying something like the iPhone, 12, you are once again going to be getting somewhat of a limited version of software on this particular device because you're just going to be getting you're not going to be getting all the features on iOS 18. So your iPhone 12 is going to be changing this year because you're not going to be getting all those cool little features that our iPhones got beforehand. It's going to be more of a limited version, and that's just kind of what's going to end up happening here, which is going to be very, very sad. Now, it's kind of okay because you can still buy a phone like an iPhone 13, iPhone 14, 15, so on and so forth in the next couple of years, and still get a very, very good device from that perspective. But from everything else that we basically know, if you do own an iPhone 12, once again, you're going to be getting somewhat of a limited version of software. Now, I say that to say that if you do own an iPhone 12, you are going to be in good hands. I still think the iPhone 12 is going to be doing a really good job in 2024, and you really don't have too many complaints from that perspective. I still think you have a pretty good device for the most part, and I wouldn't really freak out too much if you're planning on buying this device because you're still getting a pretty good phone, for the most part. But like I said, if you do plan on buying something like the iPhone 12 this particular year, keep in mind that on iOS 18, you might be getting somewhat of a limited version of software, and that might be one thing to kind of keep in mind here as well. So that kind of covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.